Alright. What's up, everybody? We are here with the lower bracket grand finale of the Team Liquid Star League. So basically, you could think of this almost as like a semi-finals. The loser of this gets third place. The winner is guaranteed top two and goes into the grand finals to face Cyril. In the bottom right, we've got Maru representing Onside Gaming. An absolute monster of a Terran, opening up with no early scout, but he's doing a double gas. Very quick factory build. Reaper into Reactor. He is up against ShowTime in the top left, representing Stormgate, apparently. He's got that Vorazon with a mustachioed Vorazon picture there for the Storm G. I was asking just before Storm G, I was like, is that some sort of sponsor? Because his team is Berlin International Gaming. And apparently, people pointing out, well, obviously it's a meme because he's waiting for Stormgate to come out, which is, of course, the new Frost Giant game that's highly anticipated. Should be going into beta in the next year. Very keen for that. Oh! That's a dead Reaper, that is. Wait, did he just lose the Reaper and not get a scout on the attack? Oh, Lord, that's a really good start for ShowTime here. Remember that ShowTime is the player who eliminated Maru from the upper bracket, guys. You would have seen that. For anyone tuning in is like, oh, I already watched Maru ShowTime. This is a best of 7 match. This is not a best of 3. ShowTime did manage to win that other one 2-1. Spoiler alert for people who only watch on YouTube and watch in reverse order. Sorry. GG. But this is, of course, all in the same tournament. So Maru's going to come in with a lot of respect for ShowTime's late game. The fact that he managed to win the late game on, I think it was Moondance. Very impressive. Good Hellion micro so far, though. Gets a lot of damage on the Adept. Only takes 1 hit himself. He's got a Widow Mine coming down, but... Uh-oh, that SCV's in the open. Behind this, the Oracle can easily defend the Hellion. And that's such a bummer, dude. Because that's a supply block as well. Right, look at this. One of these Marines unable to start on the barracks. But, you know, it's not the biggest supply block. He's still building SCVs. Basically only loses Marine production there. He loses half a Marine. Delays the command center a few seconds. Slows down his income. Not the end of the world. Looks like the Hellion did run in. And it did get the Oracle to turn on the laser beam. You can see the Oracle's very low on energy. So it did something. Oh, ShowTime's going to get an SCV. No, bit of a sloppy macro there from ShowTime. Could have got it if he wanted to. And a Widowmine drop's going to come out. Now, the Oracle, I would just follow that if I was him. Yeah. Interestingly, he tags it, but doesn't actually... I would have saved the tag. If you just click it on the medevac, you can force him to unload the Widowmines to try and get your Oracle off it and then tag a bit later. So I think a little wasteful on the energy, which if he was up against an Armory build, could get him in trouble. Luckily for him, that's not the case. Maru's going a Cyclone, non-stop Marines. He's going to queue a tank right after that. The reason we know that is he's building a Liberator. So for those who wonder, well, how do you know? Why does a Liberator mean a tank? Wait, what? He's going mag field. Okay, never mind. I mean, I knew it was going to be a big push. That's why I thought tanks. But apparently, he's going to do the Cyclone Marine Liberator all in. This is one of the juiciest builds out there. It is so friggin' terrible if the opponent has like a bunch of Blink Stalkers after this Oracle with like a shield battery. But right now, it's a very greedy build for ShowTime. He's got a quick third, a Robo, a Twilight. He's got a bunch of Adepts. This is exactly the wrong setup for ShowTime. And he's going multiple Oracles here, which is actually the worst thing against this, because Magfield gives double damage to Oracles. You could already see how quickly the Oracle took that damage. They're armored units. They will disappear to 2 or 3 Magfield Cyclones. You've also got the Liberator that will siege up in the main. You've only got 1 Phoenix and 1 Stalker that shoots up. No Immortal out yet. Oh, man. I would 100% be dead here. Of course, that would be a foregone conclusion before the game starts because the opponent's name is Maru, but ShowTime's going to need to pull off something magical. I don't know how he doesn't take epic damage here. His Phoenix are nearby, but that Liberator surprising him in the back door, exactly syncing it up. Attacks the front and the back at the same time. ShowTime, though, on the ball, spots it, Phoenix, and already going to deal with it. He already breaks the first lock on Magfield's not quite ready, but look at these Widow Mines. They cause a big problem. He only tags one of them, though. Bit of a mistake for ShowTime. There's still 1 Widow Mine off on that right side. Battery overcharge could still go down. Really good buying time for ShowTime so far. His Stalkers, Stalkers with batteries are amazing versus just Marines and Cyclones, guys. And the Magfield is not quite done. Third command center is coming down behind. So Maru wants to do a big macro transition. Battery overcharge comes in, but big Widow Mine hit. The Phoenix pick up the Cyclones, though. Great fight for ShowTime. Oh, he'll need to do something magic to hold this off, says Pig. Hold the phone. ShowTime absolutely dunks on that push. Beautiful hold. He's up 10 workers. He's got a Twilight finished. He's got a Robo Bay on the way, as well as a third gateway. Just, man, immaculate. Perfect battery timing. Perfect Phoenix usage. Doesn't lose anything to the Liberator. Hasn't lost a single probe this game. And now he's on the warpath. He could probably go in there and win the game. He's only got 2 lifts. He'll have a third one in a few seconds. But if he flew in and just picks up like the Cyclone, right? Where is that Cyclone? Up in the main base. And the tank and Shades on top. Yeah, he could have won the game right there. Now, that is the thing. We call him the wall for a reason. Some of the best defense in the game. Attacking there a little scary because the SCVs can be pulled. And there was enough Marines to focus Phoenix down pretty quickly. So if you don't sync it up perfectly, it can be trouble. Should definitely get out of there. The Marines are there in time to cover the Cyclone. I'd like to see that Phoenix rotate around the left and try to pick up these gas SCVs. Just grab a few of them. Any damage is amazing because you're already up 14 workers. Going for double forge. Going for charge right now. And he will need to go blink after that because he's only got 4 Phoenix and he's not continuing production. So this is a very conscious choice. ShowTime is going to swap into an almost pure ground army of Colossus, Zealots, and of course, only 4 Phoenix is not going to control the drops the longer the game goes. So he's going to need Blink to make up for the lack of anti-air that's otherwise in a Zealot Colossus army. Overall, though, when can Maru push? What can he do? Because ShowTime just needs to defend him. He's got a 4th up. He could build 10 more probes right now and continue his economic lead. I don't know if he'll bother with that because he could just max on this army and probably kill. But Maru, he's got to get these add-ons, extra tech lab and reactor, so he's going to get the standard production. He's building a few turrets spread around, which is interestingly, that's going to stop observers sitting over and seeing what he's doing, seeing if he's picking up units, that sort of stuff. Does he just keep building tanks? He's got 4 tanks. He's building Vikings already. And he is, yeah, okay. So Maru is building a very strong kind of front-on army. Tanks, Vikings, Bio. Does he have an armory on the way? He's building a Ghost Academy. His 1-1's already getting close to finish to no armory, which makes me think Maru may focus on a giant 3-base push. Problem is building all these turrets, building the Ghost Academy. You don't have tech progression onto 2-2. You don't have a 4th command center started. ShowTime does. ShowTime has got a 3rd Colossus on the way. ShowTime's got map control. He's got Adepts all over. Pylon spotters on the edge of the map as well. I mean, he's got all the little pieces set up to know exactly what's happening when and where. Maru's trying to get a bit of info. The Phoenix are going to go clean that bad boy up. And the Colossus army's growing. Templar Archives on the way as well. Maru is the god of late game, but remember, he lost the late game on Moondance last time around. And that 4th command center only starting now at the 9-minute mark. Marines will be able to take out these Adepts, but then they'll probably have to pull back soon after that. Archon's being added to the main army of ShowTime. If he wants to bust through, breaking these rocks would be a very good idea. Denying a 4th base, absolutely a possibility here, but especially when your opponent gets to 5th base on Cosmic Sapphire, we've seen Protoss players really struggle to defend that. And in this case, it'll be the Terran who struggles to defend it as the Protoss has complete map control. Marines and Marauders trying to run around the map, but that's a bunch of free kills for ShowTime. This is not looking good for Maru at all. He's trying to build 4 command centers right now. Maru is literally just playing full turtle. He's like, give me 5 minutes from now, I will have a lot of money. And until then, I'm just going to turtle. I'm never moving these tanks out of these wall-offs. I'm going to creep forwards to a 4th with turrets and Vikings. I'm going to build turrets ringing my main so you can't get a prism in. I mean, he doesn't even have it. There we go. Finally, +2 is starting. I was about to say, he doesn't even have those upgrades on the way. Zealots will take a few tank shots. Zealots and Archons don't care too much about this. The EMPs could be very effective on this army. He's going to break these rocks. ShowTime wants to go for a push. I don't know if it's possible for Maru to defend this. He is so outnumbered here. And I think, yeah, ShowTime realizes, like, hey, now's the time to go. The Colossus need to move in, though. Here we go. Phoenix going, and he picks up a few of the tanks. 3 tanks get picked up. The Zealot Archon just jumping on top. And Maru is so outnumbered. A decisive attack from ShowTime. We sometimes talk about him being too good at defending to the point where he lacks killer instinct. But he knew exactly what was going on in that game. And he's like, no, 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 I am not going to let Maru build 5 command centers here. Heck no. All right, guys. We are going into map number 2 now. Maru having a bit of a rough turn of events there. But I got to say, he committed to a mag field Cyclone push. I told you guys it's one of the silliest pushes ever. If they just have like a bunch of Stalkers and a battery, you're kind of screwed. The batteries barely got up for ShowTime. Remember that what Maru did there was a bit of a gamble. It can go either way. And ShowTime just managed the defense very well. Of course, this is the lower bracket grand finals from TSL9. And ShowTime going for Nexus before Cybercore. Of course, easy to choose that when you scout across the map early and see that they are going for the barracks at home. Now, Maru's going for the double gas. This is the standard in TvP play. I recently saw Max Packs massively crap the bed and get destroyed by Beyond doing this opening repeatedly. I then saw him flick the switch last night in the Alpha X Pro Series where he 4-0'd Beyond in some of the most dominant fashion ever. You know, I feel like I've seen rare moments where Protoss players don't know how to handle it. And there's two different things. One is if they just keep building Reaper Hellion and just go and hit you with the pressure. Sometimes players just aren't chrono boosting out enough units. If you have 3 gateway units ready when that arrives at about 3 minutes 20, easy hold, right? But a lot of players are wanting to like skip on the gateway units or not chrono boosted at all, and that's where they do get into trouble. The other thing you've got to worry about is the follow-ups. Now, off of this, it could be a really fast one-base Widowmine drop. You don't know, right? It could be also, hey, I'm just getting a command center, and then I'm going to go tech lab, and I'm going to build tanks, 3 barracks, and there's a giant tank bio push with stim and shields that hits you at about, like, moves out at like 5:30 or something because they skip on the starport, the medevacs, the engineering bays. They hit you at like 6 minutes 30 with this just crazy army. Interestingly, ShowTime's opening Twilight. Now, Twilight here, and only 2, I mean, he's double chronoing. He's building the shield battery. I really think the shield battery is borderline worthless in this scenario. Now, this is something where I know this is a controversial opinion. I haven't fully thought it out. So this is me kind of thinking out loud more than anything else. The reason is Reapers and Hellions can just run past into the main. It's very hard to block them getting in there. The shield battery only blocks 1 base. I would much rather have a 3rd gateway unit and be able to split up and deal with this much better. Instead, luckily the battery finishes just in time and it actually works perfectly. So just as I'm like, I don't think this is the best way to do it, ShowTime shows why he's once again the wall, and he's like, yeah, I kill a Reaper and I take no damage. He only lost the scouting probe from earlier in the game. Blink is on the way. He's going to go 2nd gate, but because of the shield battery, it slows down not just the 3rd gateway unit, it's also his robo, so he has no scouting right now, guys. Oh, that pull on that probe. Oh, you absolute legend, you. My God, ShowTime. Dude, seriously, that's not fair, man. That's an illegal move. He's way too clean on this. Anyways, Maru is going to go for a Widowmine drop into 2nd and 3rd barracks. This is the most normie version of the build, guys. 2 Reaper Hellion pressure into just a Widowmine drop into a 3 racks play. Now, what I'd like to see from Maru is skip the Raven. A lot of people go like Raven tank here, but okay, no, he's gonna go Raven as the priority. Interesting. I mean, Raven's very good against Twilight, actually. There's no Stargate, so I think Raven's much more worth it here. But yeah, if you go a Raven and 2 tanks, it really slows down stim and shields. If you skip on one of those or both of those, you can get the 2nd and 3rd barracks upgrading stim and shields and a lot more stim bio across the map way earlier. Great pylon behind the mineral line. Maru unable to sneak past. And guys, that is 3 Stalkers. If he gets the other Stalkers there, he can 2-shot the medevac. He should absolutely get over to the edge, but no, he wants to lure him in. 1 shot. And, oh, yep, ShowTime messed that up, guys. He got way too greedy there. ShowTime tried to lure him in. And there's even a Hellion in there. Oh, that's hilarious. That's actually really funny, man. That Hellion's going to kill a few probes. Gets 2, gets 3. Wow, very nicely done. Big mistake on the micro. That should have been a really easy defense for ShowTime, but he was getting greedy. He wanted to hide the Stalkers, blink on it, and 2-shot it, but he didn't get the 2nd shot off on all 5 Stalkers. One of the Stalkers missed. It was out of range because he blinked and one of the Stalkers ended up here and the medevac was here, so it couldn't actually reach it. You need 10 Stalker shots to kill a medevac. 9, sorry, actually. So maybe that means only 3 Stalkers got 2 shots because he got 8 shots on it. He didn't get the 9th Stalker shot, actually. So quick maths on stream, always a bad idea, guys. Please don't ever copy what I do. It's a bad idea. Stalkers come in, they grab 1 SCV and a mule. Oh, that was a fresh mule. That was a fresh mule. Big pickoffs for ShowTime. His 3rd is up. He's got charge. Even though I'm criticizing how ShowTime defended it, it wasn't as perfect as it should have been. He still only lost a few probes, killed the Hellion, killed the Widow Mines. He's up 6 probes against a player whose stim and shields is massively delayed. He's got 2 Stalkers on the edge. Letting the Raven in the back's always a bit of a bummer, but if he's watching, ShowTime, wake up, buddy. Oh, yes, he's going to get quite a few hits on it. He hits his own Nexus there, though, a bit of a mistake. But a lot of damage on the Raven already, and he can blink across there, potentially. There's a battery here as well, so this is really good for ShowTime if he can kill this. Yep, he's got it. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's going to survive. A Stalker there. Can't quite hit it. Oh, and he's actually going to get 2 kills. I think ShowTime's getting a little bit excited, to be honest. Not quite as crisp as I'd like to see from ShowTime. On the other hand, though, he's got a Sentry, he's got Blink, he's got Stalkers, he's going charge. No splash damage and no Forge always makes me a little nervous. He's making a few more Sentries, and that works if he chrono boosts Immortals out. I don't mind the Sentry, Zealot style if you're actually doing it that way. For now, though, there's 2 tanks and a big pack of bio, and it feels like ShowTime may be a little bit slow on his gateways. He's up on 55 probes. He's going to have to fight with this relatively low, kind of mid-tier 2.5, 3 base economy. Oh, he goes in a bit early. He sees what appears to be the army moving out, but it is not. Those Stalkers just going to have to leave. Gets a few shots off, blinks on out, not too bad. Now, of course, Maru should realize there's an observer there, but not going to risk the scan. The Raven just went down, guys. Maybe a bit of a lazy F2 there for Maru. Does fly that one in and dies it. 9 Stalkers going to move forward and try to wear this down. He's going to go in the main with the Warp Prism. Charge is done. 6 gateways done. The 7th and 8th gateway about to finish. The Adept is going to run into this army and get taken out. Stalkers and Sentries ready to split the army, but he doesn't have that many force fields. Zealots warping in the main. Maru needs to get something done with this army, but here we go. Zealot Stalker ready to ambush. The tank already taken a lot of damage, but oh no, a bit slow on the force fields. Oh no! ShowTime botches the force fields. The Sentries are gone, and now there is an angry Terran player impinging on his natural and his third. Zealots in the main are cleaned up. Big army here. ShowTime's floating a bit of money. You can tell, like I said, his gateways were just a little bit late. He's not quite able to spend his money. He's got so much gas saved up and no immortals. If he had an immortal here, plus battery overcharge, that would be massive. He's going to have to overcharge now, sooner rather than later. There we go. He's going to start to fight with the overcharge, but the tank and the bio doing a lot of damage. The robo going down. Zealots trying to get on top. One tank should be falling here. He gets... No, the tank is getting so many hits off. The Zealots warping on the right side, but ShowTime, as I said, floating money. Losing a gate and a robo means he can't spend all of his money. If he had that production, he'd be able to defend here. He'd be able to be okay, but he was just a bit slow on it. The harassment not handled as crisply as he normally does. And I'm telling you, even those slight mistakes are going to give Maru way too much room to just parade on in. And that is a very decisive victory. I kind of just want to skim back and touch on that one more time with that first drop that came in. Would have been, what, 410? Something like that, I think, is when that Widowmine drop would have come in. 430, I guess. Goes around the right side. So here, notice you need 9 Stalker shots, but he's trying to group his Stalkers up and hide it. And then notice he blinks there and he gets 5 shots, but then he only gets 3 more. 1, 2, 3. That Stalker and that Stalker aren't able to connect. So he should have been blinking on the inside. So ShowTime here was too focused on, you can't leave. He thought Maru would turn back and try to leave. And Maru said, hey, you've overstepped. I'm just going to dive deeper. And that's something you should never allow, right? Because the priority should be deflecting the damage. ShowTime was looking for a bit too much here. As a result, he ends up losing a Stalker, which should never really be happening here. And a probe. And he loses a bunch of probes in mining time here, while losing way more mining time on the natural than he should because he's microing in the main. So this damage, way more impactful than it should have been because of that. Likewise, the Ravens misclicking on the Nexus, or the Stalkers misclicking the Nexus here. Just these 2 small mistakes. I think ShowTime had the perfect game plan. 2 small misexecutions here. And that gives Maru a way to tie up the series. You see there, he shoots the Nexus. So that Raven would have been dead otherwise. And think about how different this game is. If this Raven is dead right now, if it took 2 more Stalker shots, or even 1 more, it's dead. And then you've got 9 Stalkers on the front of the map, able to pick off some units, right? Be a bit more harassment. As soon as Maru moves out, you've got 9 Stalkers picking off Widowmines, Marauders being annoying, blinking in the main. And you've just got way more control, as opposed to a ShowTime that's pulling probes back and forth, loses an extra probe or 2, and it slows down his gateway explosion just a little bit at this crucial moment. He's also gone 3 gases here. And you got to go, wait, why are you going 3 gases? Well, the reason is he wants to be on Sentries and Immortals, but he's actually way too slow to start the Immortals, the Prism, and get the Sentries out. He didn't have enough energy on those Sentries, missed force fields on top of it, and that was the icing on top of the mistake-filled cake that allowed Maru to smash through. Of course, this was Waterfall, better map for Terran, but still, I think ShowTime there unnecessarily letting Maru back in the game off a very predictable opening. All right, everybody, just a warning if you're watching on YouTube, be careful because my voice is going to get a fair bit louder than it was. I realized my settings were out of sync, so my music was a lot louder compared to my voice, so just a warning, headphone users. All right, so now we're getting into game number 3, and up here in the top right, we've got ShowTime on Stargazers. Meant to be a very good map for Protoss, but I've seen very mixed results. Maru in the top left side, getting a good comeback on Waterfall. I do think ShowTime, you know, we pointed out those little mistakes he made at the end of game number 2. But definitely something where Maru, I think, should just keep mixing it up. Definitely this map calls for usually a very different style. Does he just play double gas every game? Looks like no, because notice he's not rallied this SCV to the gas guys, and normally you'd use that to take it. Okay, but no, he is going to go for it. So normally you'd rally the SCV straight to the gas. You can see he delayed it by a second, maybe changed his mind at the last second. Seems like Maru just enjoys the double gas opening. It seems more solid and more consistent. And I think Terran players are always searching for that consistency because they feel a little less flexible than Protoss and Zerg, so they want things to be going in a consistent pattern, going in a really good direction. Got an SCV there as well. Okay, what do we got? Probes coming in for a scout. Sees it's a pretty normal build, so nothing too wild on either side. It's going to be Nexus into Cybercore. And oh, okay, he's not going to bother walling off. That's interesting. I guess he's going to wall off down here with something, or maybe wall off with a structure up there. Interesting placement on these buildings. Does get the 21-second gas, one more probe, and then the 22-second pylon, which it looks like he will be building at the front of the map. Maru has already started the factory. This one went down at 1:41. Not a bad timing on that. Mules are dropping, and he's already pulled one worker off each gas. Now, the question is, does Maru expand down here? Or does he expand on the high ground, or maybe even over there? I would imagine just building it on the natural is usually the ideal situation. And no warp gate, which tells us it's going to be a Stargate play for ShowTime. Oracles are such a big part of the matchup lately. And yeah, I think, wasn't it Maru actually in GSL? He's recently struggled with Oracles. Obviously, Hero being the guy who's done that a lot, but even dudes like Creator surprising him with some Oracles more recently. And oh, he's going for the... Okay, Hellion drop, yeah. I think that's the only reason to build that there. Interestingly, his command center is really late. Even though he pulled off gas, his command center is super late. He's going to go for a very early 4 Hellion drop. If ShowTime has a unit on the watchtower, he's fine. If he doesn't, he might just lose the game. Oh no, ShowTime's got 2 adepts out. I mean, he saw the double gas. He's like, oh yeah. But you're not really thinking necessarily about such a quick Hellion drop getting inside the back of your base. Here we go. Adept's doing what it can. Nice shade. And okay, Adept's coming forward as well. This Reaper will be pulling back. Oh, nice. Nice fog. But no, not quite enough regen to get it. Problem is the Hellion drops are already there. ShowTime's not on the watchtower. I really think this might just be game over to this Hellion drop. I mean, this is the sort of build you got to mix in there. He's going Widow Mines and Armory after it as well. So this is 1 base Hellion drop into 1 base Widow Mines, only starting a command center at 3:30. If the Oracle sees this, he's okay. The Oracle needs to turn around right now. Quick! ShowTime quickly turns the Oracle around. Okay, he might be all right. Walling that with a pylon would probably be the best. He spreads some of the probes out. Very good move on the probe spread. The Oracle's only got so much energy, but I think it should be enough to take this out. Okay, he's got Phoenix on the way. His Adepts are trying to come back. Phoenix is here. 3 Hellions are left. Oh, there's a battery there. He gets 1 good volley off. And the second one is desynced a little bit, so unable to take it out. The Phoenix is going to, of course, put a timer on this medevac. The medevac should go down. And the Phoenix does need to just bloody get on that. That Phoenix is dilly-dallying a little bit more than it probably should. But overall, that's a very impressive defense. 6 probes. You might think, oh, that's terrible, 6 probes. But not against this. This is such a committed build. It's totally playable from here. What really matters is what the next Widow Mine drop does, because this is lured so far out of range, and it's already entering the main base. 3 Widow Mines Armory. If he loses his Oracle, he might just be dead. Widow Mine drop comes in. ShowTime. Gonna need to show some very solid spreadies to deal with this bad boy. And Widow Mine takes out just 1 probe to start. Oh, probes don't stack here. No, don't do that, buddy. Oracle, yep, gonna go for the tag. I mean, losing... Oh, he didn't even lose an Adept. Very well done. There is a Widow Mine up there in the 3rd. The one in the main needs to get revelated. I don't think he gets energy in time. Phoenix are going to hunt down 1 more medevac. This looks like a pretty good start once again for ShowTime. I got to say, his defense, man, they call him the wall for a reason. There is a Widow Mine on that right side, which I didn't notice. Now, they both only killed a single probe, but the Oracle... Oh, don't you dare. Okay, there we go. Tags that one. There's another Widow Mine there. Oh, another Widow Mine walking in. This is huge. That could be the damage dealer, potentially. The other Phoenix are going to come back. That Widow Mine looks like killed just a single probe. This one gets gunned down just before it drops. The Adepts are going to clean that up, but here comes another one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he doesn't pick it up in time. Oh, no. ShowTime a little slow. And he's supply blocked right now, guys. Oh, he picks these up just in time. Very nicely done by ShowTime. The other one waddling into the main. Maru is relentless, dude. He's being so annoying right now. But, dude... Oh, my God. Okay, that one gets tagged. It's going to get a shot off. No, doesn't. Where's his Observer, guys? Observer coming up from there. I think the Widow Mines are done, right? He's still going! He's still going! He's lost 6 Widow Mines, 2 Medevacs, 2 Aliens Reaper. He's only killed 12 probes. It's really bad trading, but he is keeping ShowTime busy. But ShowTime has a 3rd Nexus. I mean, if ShowTime can just settle things down, he'll be good. A 2 Hellbat morph comes in. He's going to do a 2 Hellbat drop. Imagine if all the Widow Mines get defended and he ends up winning the game with 2 Hellbats dropped in and killing 30 probes. That would be so amazing. The Phoenix are going to shut that one down. It's going to distract. The Phoenix are going to have to use their lifts here to pick up these Hellbats. The Widow Mine drop coming in the natural. This might be the most surprising one just when you think it's over because you've just dealt with so many waves of BS. But ShowTime with a quick response only loses 2 probes to the first Widow Mine. Adept's coming in along with an Observer. Watch out, Observer! Watch out, Observer! Oh, he runs his Observer into the Widow Mine and loses it. He's got another one on the map, but it's over at that 3rd base. The Medevac in the main. That was an empty Medevac, I guess? Or did it lose? No, I think that was an empty. No, it brought one more Widow Mine in, which got another probe. Maru, another one's coming. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, he's such a dick. He's such a dickhead. There is no other way to describe this other than absolute Protoss frustration. That's all I can call this. There's still a Widow Mine in the main. How do you keep track of all this? You simply cannot because there's too much going on for ShowTime. And he's got no defense at home. He's got 3 Marines and a Widow Mine. But when would ShowTime ever find the opportunity to counterattack? God knows when. That just got a good hit. Up from 1 kill to 7 kills. The Widow Mine finally getting some damage. He's equal on work as he's floating his 3rd out is Maru. And he's managed to survive through the dangerous part. He's got a 4th command center on the way. He's got double upgrades. Stim's finished. I mean, he's still got next to no army. And he could get killed by a literal Colossus walking across the map with like 6 Stalkers or something. But it doesn't matter. He's managed to keep ShowTime back, and ShowTime actually needs to take a 4th base and get all of his upgrades and stuff. If he wants to keep pace with the economic growth that Maru's going to have. Maru's hiding Widow Mines around the map. He's got turret, Widow Mine, double Widow Mine trap, double Widow Mine trap, double Widow Mine trap. So lots of little traps everywhere. And he's got 3 tech labs, 2 reactors up on the barracks. I mean, I still think ShowTime's ahead after all this, right? Because you got to look at the units lost and realize that trading better than 2 to 1 is kind of amazing. Oh, he saw ShowTime spot the Widow Mine. So ShowTime ends up tagging the ground. The Widow Mines have already gone to hide in the mineral line. Very clever. And a Widow Mine blocking the 4th as well as running in there. ShowTime might think, oh, surely I'm ahead on economy. He doesn't have a lot of info. He really needs to go to the front and scout that 3rd base right now to see just where his opponent's up to. He might go for a big 3-base Colossus timing. Definitely needs to keep that Robo working. Does ShowTime. Oh, he finds a drop. Very nice. Very, very nicely done. Almost takes out that Medevac. Another Widow Mine drop. Not going to find the mark there at all. Stasis traps are going down on the map. Widow Mine takes out a single probe there. Of course, ShowTime will grab that Observer and clean it up. 3rd Colossus is on the way. I mean, ShowTime has so much money. If he just makes a big bunch of Zealot Archon, he can kill Maru. He's defended so well. Remember, this was 5 Medevacs. 15 Widow Mines that have gone down this game. Ah, nice one. Oracle does get a tag off before it goes down, but the Stim does take the Oracle, and that's a very big win for Maru, whose combat shields is coming in. His 1-1 upgrades are finished. He wants to turtle, but he's acting a little bit scary by getting the map control. The 4th Nexus is very slow for ShowTime. I really want to see the Warp Prism. I want to see him go for that attack, but he's building a cannon in each mineral line because he's worried about those Widow Mines. He's worried about those drops coming in. He doesn't want to lose the game to that. And I think this is giving Maru enough time. Look at that big Doom drop to the top. Luckily, ShowTime sees it. He's got recall energy, and he's got also 2 cannons and a battery guarding his production. So I got to say, for Maru to dive in here would be an absolutely crazy move. And the Phoenix should already be behind this army, cutting off the retreat. Bit of a mistake for ShowTime to let him out so easily. He could have picked off a Medevac there, or at least made it very hard for him to escape. So I do think ShowTime playing a little bit too cautiously. On the other hand, Maru playing with absolute, just complete lack of abandon. Pure just craziness. He's like, yep, 4th command center is not even a planetary. Lol. I'll drop in the back while moving units around the middle and I'm just going to go 2-2, ship weapons, enhanced shockwaves. I'm going to get every upgrade, every piece of macro in the book. Oh, and this is still going to come in and surprise you because you don't have vision on the top of the map. So look at that. He acts scary down here. He's got a much worse army. That's a way better army for ShowTime, but he pretends he wants the fight, runs forward. ShowTime gets his attention dragged down there, ends up walking through a few Widow Mines, and on the top side, if he loses these gateways, he's in big trouble. Colossus in the open, but with the Zealot and the Phoenix, he should be good. Remember, the upgrades are way better for Maru right now. And Maru's done a great job of turning just relentless, non-stop harassment into a very good situation for himself. Maru's up in terms of the upgrades significantly. That second forge coming in is going to be big. Second robo, or is that third? No, second robo's up. Fifth base is going down for ShowTime. ShowTime does have an observer down here, and I still think he's got a pretty scary army right now, but the moment Maru gets up his ghosts and his whole army together, he's going to be looking better. And he's already building command centers. Extra command centers that are just going to be orbitals. He's going to build towards that iron bank that he loves so much. Phoenix on the north side, but there's already Widow Mines left inside the base. I feel like that's going to be an angle that Maru is going to keep working all game long. I think he's going to pick up and drop up there, but only 2 medevacs. That's what's stopping him right now. Most of his medevacs are on the south side. Zealot warping in the bottom, finds that orbital. I mean, the fact that this is undefended, this is just, Maru's playing so risky right now, but this is something that happens in a psychological game in StarCraft. When you do harassment like that, sometimes you can just make your opponent feel the pressure to the point where you get away with moves that you should not be able to get away with. I mean, there should be an endless flood of Zealots hitting this base anytime Maru's out of the map. Now, ShowTime shouldn't just leave the prism there for too long, but he's got to keep hitting that angle. Zealots, DTs, anything like that. ShowTime really needs to build some cannons and batteries and stuff up here and take this inside base. The fact that he's leaving that open is terrible for him, because that's just an angle that he's going to keep getting hit on over and over again. And that's a big issue for him. I really feel like ShowTime's got to get up there. He's trying to build like mass cannon battery in his main, but I really think he should be doing it up against the edge, because the mobility advantage for Maru, look at the way he's working this, and he's keeping ShowTime pinned. So many units stuck up here running back and forth, not really putting any pressure on. And it feels like already up to +2 ship weapons, fusion core, DT shrine, all of these things are on the way. ShowTime has lost all map control and momentum from the get-go. He just hasn't been able to get going, and he defended, but at a certain point, it doesn't matter if you're Dimao. It doesn't matter if you're the wall. At some point, you need to become something scarier than a wall. You need to get over there and kill your opponent. And Maru is just controlling the entire map relentlessly. Oh, cannons in the main are going to get taken out, man. It's a problem. You can have a wall of cannons. If you don't have a higher Templar or something there with Psystorm, it's tough to defend. He loses Gravitic Drive. That's the Warp Prism speed upgrade. And not enough Stalkers to chase down those medevacs. Bloody annoying situation to be in for ShowTime. I think ShowTime would much prefer to get rid of this mineral line and take this watchtower. He's got to, if he could just take this watchtower, I think he'd be in a much better spot. Gets a ghost with a disruptor shot, not too bad there for him. So he's trying to push in the bottom while defending in the top, but Maru is going to bring his whole army to the south. This is something that ShowTime, I think he's let his guard down. His observer should have seen that army coming, but he's attacking into a planetary, and that is not going to work out for him. He needs to get out of there right now. I think he realizes what's happening. His army's coming down, but if he gets surrounded before that happens, then that's a huge problem. One disruptor caught out, and there's Vikings on top of his prism. Throws the balls out. Oh! Okay, one of them lands, but not as big as it maybe could have been. Army coming in from the right side as well, but he's already lost the disruptors. His Stalker's unable to take out the Vikings. The Colossus are taken down. Very good fight for Maru. ShowTime staying just seconds too long. If he threw just those disruptors 1 or 2 seconds earlier, he would have been okay. But Maru taking out the very important Colossus, and that means you don't need more Vikings. That means Maru can freely mass Liberators. He's already got advanced ballistics and +2 ship weapons about to kick in, which means you EMP those Stalkers, they get one shot. Oh no, ShowTime leaving his disruptors just hanging out in the open. And now he's on mass Stalker Zealot. This is not a good Protoss army. He's only on 2 robos. I've talked a lot over the years about how much I love triple and even 4 quad robos sometimes. But at this point, he's on 12 gateways playing mostly Zealot Stalker with way worse upgrades against an amazing Terran army. The only thing missing here is EMP. ShowTime is in massive spot of bother until he gets the disruptor count back up. He's just going to try and swarm with Zealot Stalker. That's a 3-3 bio army with ranged libs. Oh man, he's going to need the disruptor shots of the gods here. The disruptor's coming forward from behind. Can it land a big one? Great spready from Maru. Still loses a few marauders though. Battery overcharge coming in. The stalkers, the zealots. ShowTime fighting for his life. He needs to crush this battle. He cannot just win this battle. He's got to crush it. But the Liberators are standing strong in those +2 range libs. Absolutely destroying. A nuke being called down to add insult to injury. And Maru with just relentless Widowmine drops, following up the Hellion drops, keeping ShowTime in his corner. ShowTime defended splendidly, but he was just never able to break out of that defensive stance. There's damage that happens to your awareness of the map. When you've dealt with that many pieces of harassment, it becomes very hard to reassert map control, whilst Maru was cutting every single corner he could at home, being super greedy, and then just going to such a massive macro position. Great play by Maru to take the 2-1 lead. All right, guys, let's go into game 4. Maru in the top right. I think he's just going to one-base every single game. Screw expand build, says the Modern Terran. I've been feeling like I get a free lead every game versus these one-base openings just by opening triple Adept Oracle. That's my simplistic understanding. I think ShowTime's been doing pretty damn good on the openings as well, though, to be real. So I think he's actually doing great. Now, we had people asking, like, hey, how are you even meant to reassert map control as ShowTime in that game? Such a bad investment for Maru. He sacrificed 3,000 resources to only kill 23 probes, and that was over like a 5-minute span. Wasn't even that good. You got to remember, ShowTime also lost a massive amount of mining time. His Oracle and units weren't able to attack. So there's costs that don't show up in the units lost, which is, of course, the mining time, number 1. Number 2, Maru was able to go 3 command center, double engineering bay, 5 barracks, like basically just he went mega macro. What did he have to defend it? Nothing. He had no units at home. He had a couple of Marines. No tank, no bunker, nothing. So Maru is able to cut corners like mad simply by pinning his opponent back. So there's kind of like I don't have to build the normal safety mechanics that I normally do because these Widowmine drops never stop and you're just constantly scrambling to deal with them. So there's kind of hidden benefits. He also got a good scouting amount off as well. And dealing with that is one of the most mechanically intense things for ShowTime. So for him to have immediately known, oh, I can bounce back and jump across the map and do counter damage and reassert map control or hit that big 3-base Colossus cell at Archon timing that I really was calling for him to do, that would have been very impressive. Because it's really easy to lose your game sense, your sense of timing, when you are scrambling to pull against Widowmines for, what, 5 minutes straight? That's like one of the hardest things to do. The fact that he didn't mess up once. The biggest Widowmine, I think, got 6 kills. That Widowmine got a second shot off. It got a 6-kill second shot, 1 kill on the first shot. So there was one Widowmine that got 7 kills over 2 shots. And that was over like 17, 18, 19 Widowmine shots, 15 different Widowmines. Like, it's madness that was the case. Now, ShowTime is going across with a Zealot pressure, guys. It's a 2 Reaper Hellion opening, though. So the Zealot, at most, will waste a bit of mining time. Look at that. Maru's just too quick. He's not going to take damage. The Zealot does at least get a scout, sees that it's a 2 Reaper Hellion. He's got 1 Adept up and a Stalker. If I were him, I'd be chronoing another Stalker. Oh, he might even run probes off his natural. Yeah, okay. Second story. This is something I've been saying is if you chrono 3 times on your gateway, you can always have 3 gateway units ready for the 3 Reaper 2 Hellion, but the 2 Reaper 1 Hellion is a little hard. This is a really good move. He's saying, I'm happy to lose the Adept and some hit points. I just want to damage you ahead of you getting close to the probes. Great moves by ShowTime. And he says, okay, yeah, you can kill my Adept, but I'll kill a Reaper and 2 Hellions for that, buddy. And that is a beautiful trade for ShowTime. Beautiful trade. Now, Maru does get the scout that it is a Blink build. Could be a DT build, technically as well, right? Hard to squeeze that in, but it could be. Second gate and Robo go down, so it's just a 2-gate Blink into third base. This is, of course, similar to what ShowTime did out on Waterfall. Last time, remember, he had 5 Stalkers ready for the Widowmine drop. I don't think he's going to have that this time. He's only got 2 Stalkers. He's moving out. Does he see this? Oh, this is so smart. But no, he misses it. He misses it. Oh, if he had a patrol path, he would have seen it. Oh, that's unfortunate for ShowTime. If he sees that early, Maru has to turn around and try to divert and take a different surprise path. As it is, he's going to waste a bit of mining time. Good job by Maru. He's gonna definitely waste some mining time. ShowTime's out of position. He didn't see the medevac, so he thought it was coming on the left side of the map. ShowTime only having 4 Stalkers out right now. And that Widowmine on the natural is going to waste some time. He's going to try and shoot the medevac, of course. Oh, Mineral Walk, Mineral Walk, Mineral Walk. Well done. Good micro here by ShowTime. It looks like he only loses 2 probes. And should be able to take out both of those Widowmines quite easily. Third base has not started, which is a bit of an issue for ShowTime, but there we go. Yeah, both of those go down. Medevac needs to get out of there. It should escape. Second and third barracks are on the way. +1 upgrades. 1 siege tank before macroing up, which means 4-gate blink would have been able to kill Maru. But, of course, Maru knows it's not 4-gate blink. He knows this is a greedier build. He saw the probe waiting to take the third. Does lose the medevac, though. Good snipe there for ShowTime. And that Raven, where is it? Where is that Raven, guys? Oh, it's right here at the front. Sorry. Thought it was going across the map. Tank does deflect for now. 1 Marine takes a little bit of damage. Observer will arrive. Blink in the main could be pretty effective. He does have 1 Marauder about to build. Maru's going to have to drop an auto turret. If he can snipe the Observer, that's what Maru would like to do. If he can snipe the Observer, they can force ShowTime to attack into the tank, which will not be effective. It's only 4 Stalkers, but if he blinks on that far right side, he can hide there. Maru does not have vision of that area. So you see, he has no idea that he's being blinked into. ShowTime waits for the cooldown to get ready. And if he can get some damage on the Raven, that'd be real nice. Not to mention picking off those Marines. 4 Stalkers do one-shot Marines. And he's going to take out 2 Marines here. Loses a couple of hit points. Very nice trade. Behind this, we've got up to 4 gateways. Make it 5 gateways, 6 gateways, 7 gateways. Very nice. 8 and 9. He's going to go 9 gate. Okay. Now remember, being a bit slow on the sentries and immortals did cost him last time. The Robo is finished. He wants to go gateways, then Warp Prism, then immortals. I think that's the build order. Warp Prism. Activate. He's building a few extra pylons right now. Charges on the way. Yeah, definitely wants to chrono that a few times. He's way oversaturated on his main is ShowTime. That's definitely a mistake right now. And he's rallying those over to that third base. He's got Stalkers on the front. The Observer is there. He's got to be real careful knowing there is a Raven. 4th and 5th barracks with no add-ons. Maru is hitting a very committed 2-base timing. No third command center, guys. He just wants every possible Marine out on the map. He's not even got the gas for concussive. He is just going for it right here, right now. ShowTime. Good blink back. And he should be able to get out of there. 3 sentries are out. No Immortal, though. No Immortal's a big problem. I really feel if you have an Immortal, it anchors this defense so much. An Immortal plus Force Fields is god tier. That being said, ShowTime has the batteries on the way. He's microing very well. He will do the Zealot counterattack that he loves to do here. But he's just going for the Mass Zealot. Scan sees it, though. And that means Maru's going to be very aware. He's got lots of Widow Mines coming out. Stalker's moving to the left side. Oh, he's going to blink behind and try to cut off the reinforce. But that's a big Drilly Boy pull. That is. Zealots are warping in for the counterattack. Maru is all in right now. ShowTime needs anything he can get here. Batteries, Stalkers, anything. The Zealot drop's going to counterattack inside the main base as we speak. That's being queued up to unload. Force fields are very useful here. Oh, auto turret's going down in front. No battery on the natural. No battery on the natural is a huge mistake for ShowTime. He's got a battery on the third, but nothing on the natural. The Stalkers are getting wiped out. That being said, Zealots are tearing up the production of Maru. ShowTime, he's got a lot of gateways exposed on the low ground. That's a big problem for him. The Widow Mine gets a big hit on the Zealots, but the Widow Mines do mostly go down, as do the tanks. The Bio and the SCVs are in the main. The Zealots and the Stalkers need to pull back. Battery overcharge in the main could help him out here. He's going to have to fight with that battery overcharge and see what he can do. Maru shoves in, though. He's got a lot of damage output. There's not much damage here for ShowTime. Zealots coming up from the natural. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Oh, my lord. If he had DTs or something, maybe he could do it. But Maru gets him with a brutal 2-base all-in SCV pull and gives ShowTime no time to hang on. Very well played there by Maru. All right. Well, his back's up against the wall. But I mean, dude, he might play for Berlin International Gaming. He may be German. His nickname may be The Wall. But in this situation, he definitely does not want Maru to be Mr. Gorbachev. He does not want Maru to be tearing that wall down. Maru in the left side of the map in the purple. And, I mean, Ronald Reagan may be cheering for Maru in this case, but I'm cheering for ShowTime, at least in this map, to make a longer series of it. Give us a Game 6. Give us a Game 7. It is a best-of-7 match on Data C, of course. He scouted everywhere for those nearby proxy barracks. And, going for it. Yep, Marine into Orbital. So Maru changing it up, guys. Game 5. And he's like, you know what? Let's get a command center. Absolutely insane. Wild build. Can you guys imagine Here, 2022, a Terran doing a 1-gate expand build. Just absolutely bananas. And no production on the barracks. Goes for the factory, then the reactor. So just a nice quick tech build. ShowTime's gone Nexus before Cybercore. Wait. Yeah, Nexus before Cybercore. Pylon on the low ground there. Pretty solid opening. I think he's staying here in case an SCV runs in to build a bunker. Yeah. Because the pylon doesn't have vision until it's finished, so he leaves his probe there. Now the pylon would see an SCV trying to sneak by. So ShowTime really just kind of dotting his I's, crossing his T's, making sure he's rock solid. I can't imagine Terran doing a 1-gate expand at all, says Twitch chat. Guys, this is a gateway, and that is a spawning pool, okay? You guys can call it whatever stupid words you want on the internet in the comment section in the Twitch chat. I will call it the correct factual names, as I always do. I always speak as I intend to. A pigid arrives exactly when he intended. He's neither wrong nor incorrect. He speaks precisely as he meant to. I'll never own up to anything, guys. This is a good life lesson for anyone out there. You guys ever find yourselves in a lot of personal interactions where you're clashing with other people in the workplace, home, wherever? It's a really good idea that if you do realize you're having to face the fact that you are wrong on something, then remember you should never own up to it, and just always make sure if you deny, then they really can't pin you down, and you can't lose an argument that way. So something I learned a long time ago, and I apply it in all of my interactions. Now ShowTime interestingly didn't shade away. I guess he's trying to go aggressive. With 2 Marines as well. Oh no, ShowTime. If he shaded backwards, he might have kept it alive, but even losing one adept wouldn't have been too bad. ShowTime. Oh no, ShowTime. Oh no, he's bloody... Can he get a Hellion at least? Okay, he gets a Hellion, but he loses 2 adepts for 1 Hellion. Luckily, he has an Oracle and a battery, so he's okay here. But there's going to be a Widow Mine drop. Oh no. Maru! Is he going to queue another medevac and more Widow Mines? Can you stop being so disgusting, Maru? He's like, you guys remember Stargazers? That was fun. Oh my... No, okay, he's building a Viking, and he's actually setting the Widow Mines up defensively. I guess he saw the Oracle coming. So I think he's decided, you know what, I don't have anything that shoots up except 3 Marines. Let's actually play defensive until my Viking's almost out. Now he picks up. Oracle's got a window here. It could actually just dive that main mineral line. There is 1 Widow Mine above the command center. Oracle will come back. Phoenix already finds it. Ooh. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, the Phoenix is going to chase this one down. That Phoenix, a little bit better than the most recent X-Men movie, I got to say. ShowTime's feeling very good about that one. Coming on in, does push that medevac all the way home, and this gives ShowTime massive map control. TvP is often a battle for information and map control, and in this scenario, ShowTime has pinned Maru back. If Maru didn't hesitate and just went straight off with that Widow Mine drop, he might have done some good damage. On the other hand, the Oracle might have run in and killed 5 or 6 SCVs, so it would have been a bit of a gamble, but now he finds himself pinned back, and it's very annoying for him. He's going to pick up the moment the Revelation runs out and go across the map. Not a huge surprise. Phoenix are going to dive in, but not the best trade for ShowTime. Does take a bit of damage. He splits off. Oh no! The early game I thought went really nice for Maru with those adepts going down, but now ShowTime with epic game sense. He sends the Oracle to the top left, the Phoenix to the bottom right. He did have enough lifts to pick up most of those Phoenix. Look at that. He's staying in vision. Maru's like, oi, leave. The Oracle's going to actually spot that. Oh yeah, the Oracle could tag all of that, couldn't it? Very nice play. He's going to go for the lifts. 1, 2, 3 lifts. Now, there's only 1 Phoenix shooting them, but as it kills one, it frees up another Phoenix to do damage and another one. Oh, he's going to lose 1 Phoenix. But I think that's worth it to take out the Widow Mines. The medevac is trapped in no man's land. Phoenix number 5 comes out. It's now number 4 since number 4. The previous one did die. Medevac wants to get a scout. He's like, oh, is it Colossus behind this, or is it going to be Charge? Now, anyone who knows ShowTime knows he much prefers Charge after his Phoenix openings. But he's already got a Robo finishing, so he could go Colossus off of the back of this. And this is the best way to play PVT. If you can get Oracle Phoenix into Charge, make a good amount of Zealots, but then also be opening up Colossus tech behind it. It gives you flexibility, because you can go really heavy into the Zealots, do lots of counterattacks, use the Phoenix for control. Oh, that Widow Mine and the Marine Viking taking out the Oracle. Big mistakes there for ShowTime, just when I thought he had full map control and momentum. A sneaky Widow Mine up there on this little mottled ground. A little difficult to see in those craters there. Maru scans. He sees there's a Robo. I don't know if he saw the Robo Bay. He did not, but I think seeing that Robo already, he can imagine Colossus will be on the way. He's also got to be thinking to himself, I think a Marine just ran out and got killed. Something got killed by those Phoenix. He's got to see that that's an Artosis right there. And actually, should we change it to Tasteless Pylon since he's all alone in Korea now? No, I guess he's got State now. So yeah, this is Artosis. That's definitely still an Artosis Pylon. I really hope ShowTime reinforces this with a few more pylons at some point. Obviously, right now, it's not a priority, but it will be at some point in the near future. Now, ShowTime, he's got a Colossus on the way, range. He's up on 7 gateways with 2 more as well. 9-gate Colossus Zealot Archon. Wow. He could hit a brutal 3-base timing if he wants to. On the other hand, Maru is, what's he got? 2 tanks, 1 Viking, and he swapped into just Medevac Widowmine production. So, Maru's doing a pretty good job of scouting with just a few stray Marines as well. He sees the 4th on the bottom. I like this call by ShowTime. Now, you might be wondering, why would you take this base? It's spreader. What part? Well, if you don't take this base, he can attack here, you move your whole army, and then he just doom drops the main. So by taking this base, you're controlling this southern area of the map. You're defending your 4th, your 3rd, and the main base in one go. So I actually really like this decision by ShowTime. He had the drop angles and the multi-prong threat worked so well by Maru on Stargazers. And he's like, yeah, let's not deal with that ever again. That was super BS, man. Will that turret see that observer? I think it might. Oh, ShowTime, you got to pull that observer back, buddy. That's sloppy, man. That Viking could move forward and kill it at any moment. Come on, Maru. Stims the Marines. I don't know if they can reach it, dude. The Viking's still just sitting there. He's trying to reach it with his Marines. And that gives ShowTime all the warning, so he's going to have to drop a scan. There we go. It does go down. ShowTime up in 79 workers. His +1 armor's done. He's adding +1 attack now as well. He's got a decent army out here. Blink is being added in as well. Still no second forge, but 80 workers. Oh man, second Robo does start up as well. ShowTime still. That's only powered by 1 pylon, both Robos, man. Dude, if those get depowered, and that's crucial in him losing this game, I'm actually going to be so mad. Like, please, no. Please. Zealot Archon Colossus on the right side. Okay, Maru's got to be real cautious. That's a lot of Zealots. But look at this position. Tanks, Widowmines are all in an arc. A big spready. EMP's now added in. ShowTime needs that second forge, and he needs it quick. If he isn't going to bust him soon, I mean, he's going for a 5th base. It feels like ShowTime does just want to overwhelm with mass Zealot Archon Colossus. Like, this could be a killing move. Maru is just so outnumbered that even with a good defensive position, I don't know if he can hold this, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a good spread on the Widowmine, so he's trying to pick these off. Oh, the Colossus Zealot's doing really well, but takes a few tank shots. The Colossus very low. He's denying a 4th base of Terran while taking his own 5th. That alone is very successful. However, the second forge is very late. The Observer does go down. He's got Disruptors starting to come out, but the Terran army is becoming a Zealot Archon killing machine. If Maru can max that army, he will be good. Oh, man. Prism on the north side. There's plenty of turrets. The only angle is here. If he comes through and tries to siege up there, that's where he could warp into the main. Zealot Archon Colossus is rotated. Maru not keeping his eye on the target. No sensor tower. Oh, ShowTime can shove in there. ShowTime should go for it right now. He definitely could kill a bunch of these SCVs. Well worth trading Zealots. Widowmine and tank shots take out a few SCVs. Not a bad trade there for Mr. ShowTime. EMPs do land out. Tank shot seemed to land on his own ghosts there. I'm not sure if that was a misclick or just a Zealot charging into them. 2-2 upgrades, and of course Warp Prism speed are coming in right now. He's loading up 4 Zealots, thinking about dropping in the main. ShowTime's got to be careful about clicking into those. Maru's been very good at ringing his main base. DT Shrine has not started yet. That is a big problem for ShowTime, because I think DTs would absolutely crack the nut that is Maru in this scenario. Maru's going to max out. He's going to have better upgrades, a better quality army. A couple of Zealots do drop in. Widowmine takes out one. The Zealot's going to try and clear up the turrets for the future. Where are those upgrades? The eBay's in the back, still not starting. 3-3. It's going to allow ShowTime a little bit of recovery on those upgrades. Zealot versus SCV repair, the ultimate battle. All right, Widowmines. Oh, the Widowmines. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get in there. The Disruptors are going to look for a shot or two. He's only got a few Disruptors so far. Most of the Terran army's kind of staying far back. You don't want to overextend. I think ShowTime's overextended. Get out, get out, get out. Run, run, run. He's warping in more Zealots, more Stalkers, still making Disruptors. He's still only on 2 Robos, despite having a giant bank. I've talked a lot about how this is a huge mistake. What? The Zealot's still alive in the main! Are you kidding me? Maru! What are you doing, buddy? Maru has not dealt with that single Zealot. He's killed 7 SCVs. Are you kidding me? 8 SCVs. He forces Maru to double drop his own main base. Maru. Man, Maru's normally the guy you're not worried when he goes to a sleepover, but this time it looks like his friend's mum is going to have to be changing the sheets, if you know what I mean. Shitting the bed a little bit. The Phoenix come in. He's going to go for it. Maru is... Oh, he's in a pretty good position, but the Bulls! The Disruptors do land big shots on that army. Uh-oh, he wasted the Disruptor shot from behind. He's trying to warp in. He's got 13 gates. Big Zealot Stalker warp in. Good trades for ShowTime here. He should be able to take him down, dude. I really feel like Maru's on his last legs. He took a bit of economic damage. ShowTime's got a lot of money. This command center. Oh, the command center! Focus it with the Stalkers, bro. Disruptors go forward. A tank goes down. Some SCVs go down, but the Disruptors stumble forward. ShowTime getting a bit too fast and loose there. A lot of his Disruptors just died. He's going for more gateways. He needs to start that 3-3. +3 attacks started for Maru. He's got ship weapons. He's also got a 5th command center that was allowed to get up, even though it's very exposed on the front. Lucky for him that that was able to get up. ShowTime finally expanding to the north. Finally going for the Dark Shrine as well. He's been wearing Maru down, but I do feel he's in an advantaged position, and I want to see him push that lead even further. Oh! Chunks of Terran bio units go flying. Ghost Marines and Marauders all over the shop. ShowTime may be trading worse than his opponent. You might think, oh, look how inefficient he is. He's on a 96 probe economy. That's what he should be doing, is just continuing to fight, and don't let Maru catch up on the supply. As long as you keep these small trades going, it's always going to favor the guy with 6 bases and 96 workers. I don't think there's any way Maru can hang on here. He's just getting absolutely swarmed. ShowTime's done this a little bit in PvZ recently as well. He did this in the upper bracket finals versus Serral in that crazy Stargazers map that we cast there. Just trying to swarm with the ridiculous warp-in reinforce. I mean, Maru can't even mine off his 3rd. He's got a 4th base. But a couple Disruptors go a bit too deep. Remember, Disruptors can outrange siege tanks, but it's barely. It's by a sliver. You got to be pixel perfect with that. 7th base for ShowTime in the north of the map. Wouldn't mind seeing him hit that right side with some harassment or slide a prism down the right of the map. Notice there's no turrets there. There never is, guys. They always turret the main. They never turret the backside of the natural. Very rarely. Yet most pro players ignore it. Protoss players, that is. The drops coming in. Here we go. Big Disruptor shots. The other Disruptor's not able to fire. Good focus fire by Maru. He loses his tanks, but he slays the entire Protoss army. The Colossus is still here. Zealot Warp-In comes in to try and save them. Is he chasing too far? Maru does trade a lot of bio there. Not good. Did chase a bit too far. ShowTime still has the position. He's got 18 gates. He's massing Stalkers. Zealot is 3-3s on the way, so we will catch up in upgrades. And that upgrade advantage will no longer be a feature of this game. The Dark Shrine is still not upgraded. Shadow Stride, that's the DT Blink ability. He needs that. Zealot Stalker goes in again. Picks off another tank. Disruptors trying to throw those balls forward. I'd like to see him lead with the Disruptors just a little bit more. But of course, ShowTime, he's got the Colossus still shaving off SCVs. He's killed 40 SCVs this game, 10 siege tanks. But Maru has double factory tank production. He knows that surviving is the entire game plan. And the best way to survive when you have to do nothing else, there's no onus on Maru to move out. You just have to survive. Tanks are the way to do that. One of the longest range units in the game, massive splash damage, great anti-armor damage. Not good at dealing with the Marines, but if you have enough bio and Ghost up front, hopefully they can deal with the Zealots, and then your tanks can deal with the Colossus, the Disruptors, and all that sort of stuff. Disruptors coming forward here. I wouldn't mind him just you know, pot-shotting balls at it. Adept shades into the Planetary and says, "You want some?" The Planetary says, "Lol." Oh, Prism does fly in and dies there. The Zealots are still on the main army key. Bit of a mistake there for ShowTime, though. Does dump those off his control group. No, he doesn't. He accidentally keeps running him to the front. That's hilarious. Disruptors are all here. He's rotating a little bit. Nice tank positioning. Almost gets one of those Disruptors down. Trying to move down, but the Bio Ghost, the tank, the extra command centers, there's no way in here. ShowTime. Shadow Stride is finally coming in. That's right, guys. You can see some bloody smoke coming out of the eyes of those Dark Templar. Oh, ShowTime goes for a giant attack. He gets 1 or 2 good Disruptor shots, but other than that, he was attacking around a corner. He loses a lot of Zealots and DT, and Disruptors, sorry. The Colossus is going to go down as well. Uh-oh. Remember, he's only got double Robo, and also he's low on gas. He's going to have to defend with mostly Zealot Stalker. He's going to lose his 8th base. He's still got a 9th base, actually, up in the top left, so never mind. DTs are going to go in. Is it enough, though? DT Blink's not quite ready, guys. That is 11 DTs. He A-moved them, which gives Maru a warning. Plenty of time to prepare. Uh-oh. Already takes out 2 or 3 of those with the Planetary. And, uh-oh, ShowTime. You were so far ahead for so long, but he's got no Disruptors. He's going to lose all the probes up here. Oh man, Maru finding a big juicy target. DTs will be able to deny those bases in the bottom. A couple of Zealots going to try to go in. The tanks say, nah, 20 probes go down in the north side of the map, up to 23 probes in total. That was basically every probe that's died this game, died just then. Maru's denying 3 of ShowTime's bases and defending at home at the same time. The DTs go in, they cannot find the mark. Oh no, ShowTime screwing the pooch here. And I mean, that's a messed up saying, but the situation he's finding himself in is messed up. He had such a good position. And Maru, I'm telling you, dude, he was just holding his shield arm up while ShowTime bashed on it repeatedly. ShowTime with a big old Germanic warhammer smashing it. And Maru's entire arm is purple and bruised and bloody. But he will not drop that shield. He will not stop. How is this command center still alive? How is he still at 64 SCVs? And how is he almost maxed out right now? It is because Maru is the best defensive turtle Terran in the entire world. Screw that. He's the best Terran in the world. He's the best defensive turtle player in the entire world. What an absolute friggin' savage bastard. ShowTime try to come in with unlimited Zealots, though. Zealot printer goes brrrr. Maru's like, ah, crap. Half of his army was out of position. The Zealots swarming over. These units are free, says ShowTime. Uh-oh. Oh, man, though. They got really trapped in a corner behind that mineral line. I mean, it started as a good fight. I think it became an overextension. ShowTime does have this whole bottom right mining. He's trying to retake the top left. This Widow Mine being a bit of a dickhead. The Disruptors are not in position on the bottom right. They need to get down here. Hopefully they clear that Widow Mine up as well. Are there any observers on this map? There are not. He's building an observer. Zealots, Stalkers, the Disruptors have been left behind. ShowTime has lost track of those Disruptors. I think he's forgotten about them, guys. I don't think he realizes that he has Disruptors out right now. Building 5 probes at a time. 2 more Nexi as well. But look at this. Tanks, Libs, Bio, Ghosts. It's a row of absolute death. This is not Skid Row, guys. This is skid mark row, because you're going to absolutely poop your pants if you go in that one. The Zealot Stalker cleverly abandoning this base. He's going to rotate to the left side. Couple of tanks with very little support. That's the opening. That's where if he can get on those tanks, that'd be nice, but he's going to pull back. Doesn't know how deep the defense goes. There we go. Finally, that third command center goes down. Very well done by ShowTime. Widow Mine up there being a bit of a dickhead finally does go down. Where are those Disruptors? They've joined in with the army right now. He's going to come back in. He gets, oh, another command center coming down. He says, oh, thank you for the freebie. Disruptor's a bit far forward. You got to be careful. Okay, he's going to start throwing those zoning shots out. Tanks are going to take those down before they fire. Yeah, ShowTime's going a little bit too deep. It's the lack of vision, because remember, he doesn't have observers up front. He doesn't have oracles tagging, so he's always kind of guessing where those siege tanks are and just underestimating a little bit. Cannon battery in the bottom right. Looks like that base is going to recall a big pack of Zealot Stalker. Maru, though, at least he pins ShowTime back here. He says, hey, defend this base. And this is a very scary angle to fight in. ShowTime, he's got good vision. If he splits and comes from both sides, he might be able to do it. Of course, 133 army supply. If ShowTime fights this, unless he lands magic Disruptors, he's dead. Gets a good one to start. He's going to keep backstabbing, I think, with Zealots and Stalkers while trying to just survive on the right. And that's probably the best way to do it. If he goes and fights into the layer of tanks, he's probably dead. Oh, nice moves here by Maru. The 3-3 Bio Ghost just absolutely slaughtering some of those units on the retreat. Plasma Shields is on the way right now for ShowTime. And, ooh, Widow Mine actually gets dragged friendly fire a little bit, but does survive with that orbital. Maru's still got a much scarier army. High Templar are building right now. I'm starting to think maybe a Storm Drop could be good. He's building Archons. There's not that many Ghosts since Maru is so poor. The Zealot Stalker comes in again. He just keeps saying, any SCVs I can kill. Every time you land that, I will dive on it. Maru's got 2 of those tanks unsieged. Yeah, I'd like to see those tanks just a little further forward. He's got to punish him for coming anywhere near that command center. Maru's set up amazing defenses. Now, there's 2 more Colossus that are out. There's only 3 Vikings. And those Colossus are going to add some real good punch to the army. There's a Warp Prism as well. Base is going up in the top left here. ShowTime, this base is getting mostly mined out, man. He's been mining this for a long time. The gas is relatively fresh because he only mined that recently. Tank Bio coming on forward. Maru's got to be careful. There's a big army on the left side and a decent army here as well. ShowTime with some phantasmic micro. That's right, guys. Phantasmic. Fantastic word usage here. Colossus. Oh! Maru just jumps on top. He says, get out of here, ShowTime. Get out of here. You had your chance. Takes out a Colossus. Takes out a Prism as well. He's going to take out that base. There is a DT on him. He hasn't noticed that just yet. ShowTime's pulling his whole army back, but he's taking big economic hits. Now, as many economic hits as ShowTime's taken. He's lost 6 Nexi, 38 probes. Despite that, he's still at 82 probes. He's still on 1 billion bases. He's expanding next to Maru right now. He's thinking about loading up another Zealot drop, which could be huge. So much of Maru's army's on the right side. Oh, combat drop! He drops the Zealots on top of the tank line. Comes on forward. Big Zealot warping on the face. ShowTime showing some big plays. Oh my lord, the command center looks like it could go down. This army taking massive damage to the Zealot Archon, but he may be going a bit too deep. The Colossus do end up straying into danger there. Sorry for the observing. The Colossus, they're alive for now, but I think there's too many tanks that are now sieged. He pulls back. ShowTime keeping the Colossus alive. He's going to make a lot of Archons there. Dude, mass Archon warp, and he says, you don't have any Ghosts, you don't have any EMPs. I'm just going to make more Archons. Tanks and Marauders are not going to do any bonus damage to Archon Zealot. So he's like, hey, dude, if I just have unlimited Archon Zealot, I can smash through this. You don't have EMPs right now. You've only got bonus to anti-armored. Maru's trying to take the bottom right base. But it's a big, scary position. ShowTime expanding to the entire top left of the map. He's coming on in. The tank volley is nonetheless very frightening. But ShowTime's like, fine, I'll just move into the natural then. Oh, man, he bleeds into that tank line really hard, though. I don't know if this was the right call. I mean, the tanks are going to be very bad at moving over here, so maybe. But this tank is slaying. Oh, ShowTime, I don't know if this was the right call, man. He does force the Bio into a sloppy fight, but oh no, a Colossus stumbles into the army. He does realize and sends the Disruptor home. But it looks like he's going to be getting cornered in the back of this base. I mean, the supplies are still so low for both sides. ShowTime has a bigger economy. He saves a lot of these units. He tries to hide a Colossus in the corner. I don't know if Maru saw that escape. Oh, he did. Uh-oh. ShowTime, you don't want to lose this Colossus. You do not want to... Oh! Maru doesn't check the corner. He thought he'd check the corner, but he didn't quite check it. The Colossus survives in the back. It can come back to join up later. Protoss trying to retake the bottom right, but so is the Terran. DTs trickling into those bases. Maru scanning this base. He's got to be very worried because Maru sees, oh my god, you're mining there. That means you've got this whole top left corner. I can't let you mine from those bases. I can't let you get close. And, yeah, at this point, honestly, ShowTime is just maintaining economy, throwing the kitchen sink at Maru, maintaining the same game plan from the early game. The Colossus goes down to the Marauders. We've got the DT on the bottom right side, needs to get on that command center. Stalker, Zealot, Archon, Disruptor over there as well. The tank line is still deep. 8 tanks, 2 libs, 2 ghosts, 12 Marauders, 6 Marines. He needs to focus on ghosts, Marines, and Marauders as his priority. I think that's the most important thing right now because this Zealot Archon amount that keeps being remaxed on is so good at punching through. Here we go. Planetary. He's going to blink forward. ShowTime with an ambitious move. Good spready there, though. And that tank on the right side does some big old hits. A couple of disruptors go down as well. Let's look at the units lost tab. 61,000 resources lost to 38,000. Are you kidding me? Dude, Maru is like, have you ever heard of efficiency, kids? I'm just playing a campaign mission here, man. I'm just trying to defend the attack waves. It's a holdout mission. You know, some of you out there are like, you know, no, not November. He's like, yeah, it's only September. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do it anyway, mate. We're going to do, you're not going to crack this nut, ShowTime. This is like Maru's forcing No Nut November onto ShowTime. ShowTime's like, let me at it, please. I've had so much more shit than you for so long. Get out! And Maru's like, dude, I got the bottom right. I've got 2 planetaries. I got tanks. I got libs. I got mines. There is no way you're going to get here, dude. This is actually so sick. Oh, my lord. Bio Ghost tank with a giant spready. And ShowTime is deflected, and he's got to abandon the top left. He's been kicked out. Blink DTs come in. The Widow Mine and the planetary, and the repair is maybe too good. Oh, the DTs! He kills like 3 DTs with 1 shot, but they barely take the planetary down. And that's a very important move. The Zealot Stalker takes out another planetary as well. Maru is going to dive on the top left. We got a base trade on our hands, guys. It's not the main base, but it's the corners. Maru's going to take out the entire top left. ShowTime takes out the entire bottom right, but he's actually trying to pull back. ShowTime's only lost 1 base in the top left. Maru should have split some more bio. He could be slaying that worker count right now. Remember that ShowTime's got 90 workers, way too many, so he could lose 20 or 30 and still be fine with it. But Maru's on 33. Maru, as a result, has a 50 army supply lead. He's making building armor. He's like bloody zealots and stalkers killing planetaries. That should never happen. He's making building armor 26 minutes into the game. Disruptors! Oh, Maru stumbles up the high ground, eats some big balls. Oh no, the fight that ShowTime's been waiting for after all of his splash damage has been mostly negated for this entire game. He finally lands those big balls that he was looking for this whole time. He says, what was that about, November, Maru? Diving on forward, Zealot, Stalkers, Archons, Disruptors. We'll see what happens. DT gets taken out there, but there's still DTs denying the very bottom right. Disruptor does hold Maru back for a second. Maru needs to take out these top left bases. He can't be letting ShowTime mine from here. This is ShowTime's economic lifeline. He's got to move to the top left. Maru doesn't seem to realize that he has that base. Maru needs to get rid of these top bases. I mean, just any harassment up there would be massive right now. He's got to split ShowTime's attention. ShowTime has so many probes. He's long distance mining the bottom right. DT's running in there. Ooh, 4 tanks are still sieged up though. It's not the best defense, but it'll do for now. Stalker Disruptor coming forwards. He scans there. Maru has not denied that top left base. That top left base is massive. Look at the income right now. 2,500 minerals. This base and this base mining to just 500. Of course, Maru does still have 5 orbitals, so he can still drop some mules, but he's having to use so many scans on the DTs, spotting where the army is, all that sort of stuff. It's causing him big troubles. ShowTime is once again going to take this base next to the main of Maru. Maru's trying to build turrets, trying to spread out and just retake this bottom right. He's like, okay, I just got to defend the bottom, but that exposes your main. And there's a few orbitals here, which are actually a very important part of his economy. If you want to think of it, think of each orbital as a permanent supply of like 3 or 4 workers. That's a good way to think about that. Gets a command center, gets a barracks, just pulls out. Doesn't want to risk staying too long. ShowTime playing very wisely, very cautiously here. And the army supplies are a bit closer now. The worker lead is basically the entire supply lead. Even though you might be like, wow, ShowTime's so far ahead, it's the income that's making him massively ahead. Some mules are dropping, another command center up on the bottom right. Maru's taken so many good fights. I still believe he could max out and win because this is still, for the vast majority, Zealot Stalker. But, oh, so clever. He's adding Storm. I think Storm drop could be a game changer, and Storm in general because, you know, he's not expecting it. Especially with a speed prism, you can unload Storm and really get some big hits. Definitely something that could be a game changer in this very late game scenario. As he resecures this base, able to make use of a lot more of those workers. So he's on like 4 base mining almost, man. That's actually a crazy amount of income for this stage in the game, and feels like after such a long time of just throwing the kitchen sink at Maru, down 30,000 resources in the units lost. Maru's just trying to turtle up to 1 more giant max, and it's going to be a big question of where does ShowTime push. He's got 8 Disruptors, 2 Colossus, 18 Stalkers, 13 Zealots, and now 5 High Templar. Where are those High Templar, though, I ask? Ah, the top left is defended by cannons and High Templar, so Maru can't really do much to him there. Ooh, EMP plus tank shots. Oh, my lord. Those are 85 damage Crucio shot cannons, guys. Disruptors take out a bunch of the tanks and SCVs. The command center gets sniped. Very well done by ShowTime. But yeah, you cannot stand in the tank fire after you've been EMP'd. The Stalkers just disappear. They all get one shot, man. Bottom right base does get left alive. He's got those High Templar. High Templar cannon battery is the most annoying thing for Terran to run into in the late game because it's so low on the supply and it's so hard to break. Oh! Feedbacks. Oh, he does a couple feedbacks to start. Then he does some storms. I would have liked to see a storm open that up, actually. But Maru here sieges up. ShowTime takes a big volley on the right side. He's got 2 more High Templar coming in for the reserve storms. They are the most surprising storms. Often it's the one that kind of comes in a bit later. Still got a lot of ghosts, though. That High Templar. Oh, big juicy. That army's kind of bruised. It's a beautiful tank spread, though. Oh no, ShowTime, I don't know if this is the right call. He gets a few Disruptors off, but a lot die before they land. High Templar coming from the left, not quite having enough energy. ShowTime walks into the tank line, and no one walks away from that. He tries to defend, he thought he had the angle, but those beautiful tanks spready, the ghosts, so many Disruptors died before their shots could connect, and now ShowTime finds himself giving up control of this left side of the map. He's got a massive amount of Stalkers remaxed, a bunch of Colossus, a few Disruptors, but that's most of ShowTime's bank, that epic bank, and Maru's up 27 army supply. He's only down to 3 siege tanks, though, so he's lost most of his tanks. I like the way ShowTime's shaving off some units, trying to play efficiently. If he could get rid of the ghosts, he can make a lot of Archons. You can see he's making mass High Templar right now. This observer could be really useful. You know, any observers seeing what's going on are going to give ShowTime a big up. He's still got mining, and he's going to try and retake that one. Maru's retaken an orbital here, but remember, Maru is on his last legs economically for such a long time. Disruptors are dodged a little bit, but 2 disruptors do go down after landing some hits. Colossus moving back on the right side. There's no splash damage except this one Colossus. The Marauders say, get out of here. An EMP and one shot by the Packer Marauders. Stalkers pulling back. They need to fall back on the disruptors. High Templar are not turning Archon. They're actually going to stay in Psystorm mode, in High Templar mode. Maru on minuscule income. He's got to do something. The DTs are trickling in, continuing to deny the minerals on these bases, making it so tough for him, man. The Ghosts are in good numbers, but the Stalkers get one. They get a tank as well. Only loses 1 tank for that. The Disruptor says, hey-oh! Bam! Gets a Marauder, but 1 Disruptor goes down. Big storms, but the other Disruptor falls as well. Nice moves by Maru there. Ghosts coming on forward. Good feedbacks there. Disruptors trying to punish for the snipe. Snipe takes out a High Templar. Ghosts run away. They evade the Disruptor shot. Tank, Marauder, Ghost. Maru needs to basically win with this army. He's got a trickle of income, but not very much. He needs to keep denying these bases, and he's successful. He's doing it. The supply seems so good for ShowTime, but that's all worker supply. He's still behind on army. Yes, he's chipping away with the storms, but he's also getting EMP'd. The High Templar are left with only 1 storm, 3 disruptor shots. Maru ignoring this top left base all game, I think, may, in fact, be the crucial thing right now. I really feel like if he could get rid of that, it'd be huge, but he doesn't want to get trapped in a corner. So I understand his reticence to move in that direction. He's very low on scans, guys. He's only got 2 orbitals. DTs are actually a checkmate, because DT's hitting the bottom right. He's not going to have enough scans to deal with them. So if those DTs keep hitting the bottom right economy, taking out the turrets, I actually don't think he can do anything about it. Widowmine here is denying the long-distance mining. That is hilarious. That is super weird. Disruptor shot's going to zone him back. Stalker goes down to an EMP and a stim. The mass medevac doing very well, but oh! ShowTime! Very smart. Using the observer vision, he gets 2 siege tanks there with a blink forward. Very nicely done. The DT is still just chilling in the bottom right, not going in. Maru's income, though, it's a trickle. ShowTime's income not looking too crash hot either. Maru still has a bigger army. His medevacs are getting very low. 1 or 2 more good storms on those could be a massive amount of damage. If he loses most of the medevacs, suddenly he can't stim all day, can't heal all day either. More and more tanks are building very TY-inspired style of TvP. Ooh, 2 Marauders and a Marine go down to the Disruptors. Another one landing. A Ghost goes down. The tanks take a big shot. 2 tanks go down. Oh, great shots and a big Psystorm. The observers are working their magic. This is where you see the fact that there's no orbitals. Maru can't afford to scan very much anymore. Only occasionally can he scan for vision. And as a result, ShowTime's getting the drop on him. Oh, storms and disruptors zoning him out and Archon morphs. High Templar are still there in large numbers. Look at the spready, making it so they can't be easily EMP'd. ShowTime rotating the high energy High Templar to the front. Maru has lost so many units in the last minute of this game. And look at the way ShowTime is wearing him down. The disruptors picking off these siege tanks. He's taken out a bunch of the High Templar, but he's out of that ghost energy. A big storm lands on the bio. Maru does not have a lot of units. 4 Marauders, 4 tanks, 3 Marines, 5 Ghosts, 9 Medevacs, and 4 Widowmines. Meanwhile, a massive High Templar, disruptors, and a good pack of Stalker Zealot is there. DTs come in, deny this base. They can absolutely deny more as well. SCVs go on a long-distance mine. The DTs will tag onto that and do some very serious damage. Disruptors are still zoning forwards, not quite able to find the range on that tank. But another big storm! Oh my god, the Stalker Zealot's just gonna go for it! ShowTime says, yes, you might be cost efficient, but you can't hold me back forever, mate. There is just too much Protoss. I expanded way beyond the scope of what you ever expected. I had unlimited money, and I mined the crap out of this map. Bloody well played by ShowTime. He says, yeah, it might not look pretty, just swarming and swarming, but if you let me take the entire map, that's what I'll do to you. And with a 32,000 resource loss deficit, he manages to overwhelm Maru and take us to Game 6. Oh, this series looking a little bit more stressful now for the Terran player. We've got Maru in the top left. That was a crazy game, man. Just like mass tank defense for such a long period of time. I gotta say, I find that sort of game kind of annoying because you feel like you're setting up these unbreakable positions and the Protoss is like, yeah, nah, how about Zealots, bro? And you're like, no, you can't just run back and forwards in my tank range like that. But I think ShowTime, you know, he said, look, I've got the entire map. I can take advantage of it. Yes, he overextended and was a bit slow to rebuild robo units once or twice, but he did a great job of re-expanding everywhere and his movement was fantastic. So ShowTime not going to scout this time, just going to go for a nice Cybercore before Nexus, pretty safe opening, and a very quick factory coming down at, once again, a minute 41 or maybe a minute 42 this game. Reaper's going to run around the backside as well. Reactor, looking good. So Reaper into Reactor, it does look like he's probably just going to go for the command center any second now, move on down to the natural. No, he's going to build it on the high ground, okay. Wants that as close to the natural as possible. Not bothering with hiding it, he just wants it protected behind the wall in case a Zealot comes in or a Stalker. Or I guess a Zealot being the main one, since he's building it close enough to the wall that it might get hit by a Stalker across that wall. Reaper is deflected by the Adept. Stargate's on the way, second Adept coming out. So Maru, he doesn't want to jump up the cliff because he needs full hit points before he risks diving past to see the tech. I think ShowTime will probably try to expand up here to the front rather than taking the free base in the back. Though both are very good. I just always feel like it's better as a fourth or a fifth base, the base in the back, but it really depends on your strategy and how you work it in. Oh, that's a dead Reaper. Ain't no getting out of here unless he can jump over there before the shade's done, but that's unlikely. And there we go. Reaper does get shot from both sides at once. That's a savage way to go, but he already radioed back. They got a Stargate, boss! And then got his friggin' face ripped in half, but it's, yeah, definitely not too bad. Medevac, interesting. I thought he'd cancel the Medevac and just go for that, but I guess he's going to try and defend with the Cyclone and then do a Marine drop, because he knows, yeah, they might not even build Phoenix. Could be a Twilight. And even if it is Phoenix, going Oracle first, there won't be that many. So, not a bad move. 4 Marines out front, and then a Cyclone there. And he's building a tank already. Ooh-wee! Planning some aggression. ShowTime, the wall. He looked great against a lot of aggression in this series. Oh, the Marines are there. Oh, I think he saw it. He sees it. He tags it. Oh, great pickup there. And he sees a Cyclone as well, so doesn't take any real damage there. The drop is moving across that map. He's going to change directions, unload, pull back here, but ShowTime well aware of that. Tanks, Vikings all rallying out. SCV production is still solid, and a third base off just 2 gates and a Stargate. He's going to keep building Oracles is ShowTime. Oh, bad scan. Maru scans a fraction of a second too late. Ooh. Of course, this was played at LAN, whereas their previous game in the upper bracket was played in the earlier stages of the tournament in the online stage. So, Maru, you know, can't blame that for that one. Just a bit of a scan, trying to keep the lock-on vision, but did it too late. The lock-on had already broken. It's a lot of Adepts here. Is it going to be enough? 3 SCVs, a lot of Marines. The Adepts need to target the Marines. That's what I would say is the most important thing here. If they end up hitting the tank and the Cyclone, they're not going to get any bonus damage. Oh, I love this second pylon in the back. So he should be able to battery overcharge his battery. If he can keep that battery alive. Uh-oh, you don't want to lose that battery. Bunkers are going down, though. Very nice moves. Okay, here we go. I think he's got to fight. Battery overcharge should be going down soon. ShowTime does break that lock on. Oh my god, did he spent his energy. Oh, he chrono boosted another Oracle. Okay, he's going to dive. ShowTime's going for it, guys. The Oracle's coming in. The Adept Shade. He picks up there. The Oracles absolutely blast the Cyclone and the Marines. The tank will fall as well, but he's got nothing that shoots up, and that is a big problem. He loses only 1 Oracle, though. Uh-oh. Stalker comes forward. He's got to warp in more of those. The Adepts are doing well, though. Here we go. The Oracles are going to come back in now. The Vikings land. Are you kidding me? Maru. There's no way Maru can do anything here. ShowTime's crushed it, hasn't he? But somehow the Vikings lift. The Vikings land, then they lift again. Oh my god, the tank will die this time, but he's going to kill all the Oracles, and that's huge. Yep, targets the low hit point one. Okay, Maru kind of saves that. If there was 4 Oracles flying across the map right now, they would kill his entire economy. And who knows, maybe there's an argument that ShowTime should have flown those Oracles across the map and just pulled probes to defend. As silly as that sounds, maybe that was the play. You know, he was pretty far out. He wasn't really threatening anything important. Pull back a little bit and do it that way. Either way, ShowTime is in a good spot. It was a good hold. He's down in the units lost tab, but he's got some Stalkers, Adepts, Oracle. His tech is incredibly late. Twilight and Robo is really late. You could argue that puts him in a terrible spot, but you got to remember, Maru's playing 3 command center. It doesn't matter. The only problem here is that ShowTime doesn't know about the third. He needs to come in, see what's happening, realize, oh, you're not going to have stim and shields for like 3 minutes. I've got all the time in the world. I can take a 4th base, get up to splash damage. Like, ShowTime should basically be holding the probe key down uninterrupted, and he appears to be doing it. He's chronoing all 3 of his Nexi, building a billion probes. Big mistake I see a lot of pros make is when they chrono probes, they don't actually keep producing them well enough. Oh, good tag. If he didn't tag, he actually would have missed the fact that there's a third command center floating back, but double engineering bay and a third command center, massive signs of greed. And in this sort of scenario, as ShowTime, you just start setting up stasis traps all over the map and basically macroing like a beast. Double forge and robo bay. And he gets the 2 gases on the third base. Yep. We're going to see a big macro game. Now, ShowTime has obviously shown that he can go toe-to-toe. He beat Maru on this map in the late game. But, oof. Okay, good damage with the Viking on that. Going up to 8 barracks already. Or 7 barracks, sorry. So, let's take a count. He's got 1 reactor, 2 tech labs. Another reactor, another tech lab. So, that's a standard split. And then he'll add 2 more tech labs. So, he's going to do 7 barracks. 5 tech labs and 2 reactors is usually what you do. Though I have seen a few more Terrans mix in a 3rd reactor just to keep the marine production high. That helps you always reproduce on marines very fast so you can deal with heavy zealot numbers. Marauders on their own really struggle to deal with zealots. Okay, 4th base goes up really early in the back for ShowTime. A good call there. But he's only on 5 gateways, so he does need to make sure he remembers to add some more gateways. This is the right way to do it. In this sort of situation where your opponent can't attack for such a long time, he knew stim and shields would be really late. He basically says, okay, Nexus, probes, upgrades, tech, that's the priority. I can add the gateways and warp in those gateway units later, but there's no rush on that. That's not the highest priority. A couple of zealots and adepts going around the left side of the map. Pylon spotters all over the place. The Widow Mine, it goes around the pylon that was not finished building, so it doesn't spot this. ShowTime. Oh, interestingly, he doesn't send his probes back very quickly. Zealots will take one. Oh my god. Careful, bro. Oh my god. Okay, he only loses 1. That could have been a lot worse. And the Widowmine drop's still in the back there. There are some stalkers available. A few more gateways coming in. He will need to build a cannon in each mineral lane. He's going to build a Phoenix to get rid of that. Maru's going to push. Maru has a kind of scary army, but I mean, it's just because ShowTime's being so greedy. Does he not see this? I'm not sure if he sees this or not. The Widowmine drop's going to distract him. Maru's going to get a very good position while ShowTime's distracted. Remember, there is no blink in this game. Oh, man, he never made blink. Okay. Oh, it's a big army on the front. He's got a Colossus there, but he doesn't want to lose that sentry. Guardian Shield, Colossus. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Interference Matrix. Maru surprising ShowTime. He says, yeah, you thought I was playing mega greedy? 3-base timing, bitch. Smack bang on 9 minutes. Shoves in here. Battery overcharge is doing wonders, but the Colossus derps a bit far forward. And a second Interference Matrix. The Colossus unable to take part in this battle. It's a disaster. ShowTime may need to give up this base. Maru just committing all out on the 3-base timing. 9 minutes doesn't seem that early, but ShowTime was playing very greedy. I don't think he saw this move coming, and his second Colossus was so late here. 9 minutes 40. I don't know how he was so late on that Colossus. Very decisive moves for Maru, and he gets an almost easy victory at the end of a very hard-fought series.